What's up, people? Ripping that same side there, you know what I'm saying? Bit of time here. Boom. Ready. Aha! Lockdown number 4, we hit the quadrilla. You know. If you could make a bet, Deb would be rich now. She called it about a month ago, 2 months ago. We're going to go in another lockdown. That's what's happening. Got my man Ciecmate in today. A legend in the music game here. Hope everyone's well. Really, what's happening? You know, we had to get decked out today. I had to get decked out. You know what I mean? You know. We're getting busy. We're getting busy. Marco. Ooh, running low on juice. Hope everyone's well. Sees, what's up? You know what I mean? Saturday, lockdown. Sunny day. Of course it's a sunny day. I mean, you can't go out and do something. It's called the Cali Burn. And you can refill it. You know. Watching live from work, mad. Mad. Just waiting for chickens to get on. Yeah, better than disposables don't last long. Prosper, what's up, man? My man, what's happening? He's got some new merch coming out too, so make sure you hook him up there. Get in on it. You know what I mean? Dope rapper, dope MC. Just waiting for checkers to come in. Anyone getting any new sneakers? Not much, man. Alright, just waiting for checkers to come in. I'll log in. Bosco's in the house. What's going on? Legend. Legend. Big Bay Marketplace, what's up? You got any sort of TN collection? Nah, I've got one pair. I used to have some back in the days, but I got one pair with the Burberry print on them. I've shown them ages ago on the show. I'll message me after and I'll send a photo. You know? Yeah, but no, I'm not really TNs, you know. Checkers join, view request, let's get it, man. Let's go live. Let's do All right. Yo!
What up, G? Sorry, man. I was
Hey,
signed in as somebody, as another account. I was signed in as the BTE account or the BPay Marketplace account.
what's happening?
Chilling, G. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good, my brother. Thank you for joining on such
Oh,
notes.
good.
Before I'd quickly go and do something.
Nah, that's all cool. Good on you, man. It's all gravy.
That's all
You
good.
good?
You know, everyone, a lot of people know who you are that's watching, but for other people overseas, that'll probably peep it. If you want to introduce yourself and tell them what you do, man.
Well, I'm the illustrious Ciecmate. There's not much I don't do in regards to making music. I produce beats, record music, record MCs and artists that sing, vocalists, whatever. I'm a qualified sound engineer, and I've run a local hip hop label here for 18 years. 18
Yeah,
years now. Yeah,
yeah,
almost
something like
20.
yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
it.
been around a bit, doing my thing.
Right, man. 100%. Before we get into the music and that, I ask everyone this question. When you were a kid, let's say grade 5, grade 6, and that, was there a shoe that you really wanted? You know,
Um,
that you asked your parents for, you know, and maybe you couldn't get it, or they got it for you, you know.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the Jordan 5s when I was a kid that I asked for. They were
Man,
like the shit.
yeah,
They
I
were
did.
in.
I didn't get it until I was older, you know. Yeah, yeah, they're the best, man. That's my favorite. That's my favorite, Jordan.
Like even in Canberra, like this is crazy. Like the nephew of a well-known politician full held up my good friend who was a ambassador's son for Uruguay, and he held him up with a shank at the fucking local pinball parlor to try and get his Air Jordans. He had these fly white ones with the purple and the shines and that. It was crazy, but he didn't get them. But yeah, it's crazy. Everyone wanted them. So that was the thing. I remember being a kid and hearing that, and always just everyone had them. And I was like, I want a pair of those. And I
Yeah,
told my dad, and he used to go overseas a lot for business. And he came back and he's like, I got you these great sneakers, Chris. And he's like brought back these, I don't even know what they were. They might be something now if you
yeah,
Google it and find them. But they had like the Velcro straps. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, they were like high tops, hectic. I wanted the mid cuts and that. I went off. I was like,
yeah,
but it was cool. I wore them, but yeah,
yeah.
they were Jordan 5s.
Oh yeah, yeah, man, 100%. Now we're talking about music. Now, music, yeah, I've been in the game for so long, you know what I mean. And when you're young, as a kid, even what was the first group that really got you, or first MC that really got you into hip hop, man, in general?
When I was a kid in school, a friend gave me a Naughty by Nature tape, and then
Nice.
that sort of started from there. I really like Tretch and
Oh
Vinrock's flow and
yeah,
just the production and everything. So that just like, yeah, just caught on like a wildfire from there. I then started like finding NWA and all these other groups, and yeah, but it was probably Naughty by Nature was the first tape that I remember being given. You know,
yeah,
that was in hip hop from memory.
yeah,
Might
yeah.
have
It
been
was
something.
a sick group, you know what I mean. Sick, especially Trenchman. But he's highly underrated in my mind. Like, you know what I mean. Like he's unbelievable when he starts going sick. You know what I mean. Like I reckon he's really underrated. Tretch. Like, you know what I mean.
And like his metaphors were crazy. The way he could tell a story, you know, he was crazy. Like that song, "My Daddy Was a Street Corner," was nuts. I remember in school, like actually doing like a presentation in English class using Naughty by Nature, and there was a line in it where he goes, uh, what does he say? He goes, "The only reason I call you a pussy is because you are what you eat." And the teacher just cut the presentation then and there, and that was it. It was probably like grade 7 or something like that. Probably wasn't
Yeah.
too
Nah.
appropriate for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
lyrics, you know, it was like, yeah, it was crazy. That was the song "Yoke the Joker." That was nuts, man. Yeah,
Mate.
sick.
Well, how old were you when you thought to yourself, I can do this myself? Like, as far as just rapping, you know what I mean? Like in Canberra and stuff like that. Like, how old you reckon you would have been? Was it in obviously high school? Like later in high school or on?
Yeah, it was like high school and then college. But I mean, throughout high school, I used to always listen to songs and then sort of just come up with funny lyrics and, just make up songs on the spot based on what I'm hearing and that. And
Yeah,
then it was probably like I was in grade 10 or 11, and we were just hanging at a mate's place, and my friend just broke out like a notebook that he had with all lyrics in it. And I was like, what's that? And we were all writers at the time, doing graph. And yeah, he just had a lyric book, and I was like, what's this? And then started looking at that and going, fuck, I'm gonna write lyrics now. That was fresh. I was like, it was the freshest thing I'd ever seen. I was like, shit, I didn't even think that anyone could do that here. So yeah, we started. That was it. We just started writing lyrics and trying to get equipment and making beats from there, and yeah, it
Sick.
took off.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. That's the best, man. And did you go to how did you end up meeting Diamond Murky? Was that at the same school or were they from different areas? Rest in peace,
I,
Murky.
yeah, I went to the school I went to the same school as Murky. He was younger than me, and Diam and him were friends back in Canberra. But I don't know if they were originally friends at the same time that I knew Murky first, or I don't know. They probably were, but like yeah, I think Diam went to another school, but we sort of all met each other around the traps and just through the city, stuff like that. And then a friend of mine just like brought Murky my way once and was just like, yo, he should come do some music with us because we were trying to write lyrics, and he came through and I was just blown away by what he could do back then. It's just nuts. Like,
Awesome.
crazy. Yeah, and then Diam was the same. Like, there was a lot of like drum and bass raves back in Canberra at the time, and he'd go up there to the drum and bass gigs and grab the mic and do shit like that. Like he'd be fucking chanting on the mic well before he got to Melbourne. So it was like he sort of had that grime influence from the start as well. He was
Yes,
right into it. Good. He was always sick on the mic too. Killer.
mad, mad. And then the Stormwater album. How did that come about? Was that from obviously after a couple of years of hanging out with each other, and then who decided let's make the group, the Hospice?
Para actually. It was Para, my boy Para, also known as Par One. And he like back in Canberra, like everyone, it was all based on graph. Like if you didn't graph, you weren't in the hip hop scene there. So
Yeah, yeah.
it
Well,
was just everyone knew each other and everyone had beefs. And like the stormwater drains, but like it's like the longest wall in the southern hemisphere or something like that. So it's it was like the coveted item for us all. So we all just sort of met through either beefing through painting there or beefing with other people who were trying to stop us from painting there. And then eventually we all connected, and the ones out of us that were interested in making music just sort of gravitated towards it when we were doing it. And then, yeah, when I moved to Melbourne, started studying sound engineering, got more serious about it, then we really sort of put the album together, and it took about a year and a half for us to get it together with everyone coming back and forth from Canberra when they could.
yeah,
New
yeah.
sense, which made it fucking just
Were you the first
straight
to
out.
come to Melbourne?
From the crew, yeah, I think I was. Yeah, me and my mate Sterling, who's now like a fitness guru. He's fucking so hench. He's like, there's not a muscle that dude doesn't have. And he's like, yeah, that's what he does now. But we sort of came down here to paint more than anything. And then I started studying, and yeah, it's took it from there. But then, yeah, New Sense was the next one to come down.
Yeah,
And then everyone else just sort of eventually came down, because Canberra, it's like it just got to a point where we sort of all felt that we couldn't do anything that we wanted to do there unless we moved out. So we just all gravitated towards Melbourne more than Sydney, even though we went to Sydney a lot. Some of us moved to Sydney, but yeah, it was mainly Melbourne for the art side of things, I guess, more doing
yeah,
like
yeah.
music.
Well, Melbourne was pretty much the hub for it, I guess. You know what I mean? Like a lot of hip hop was here, and a lot of graph as well. 100%. Look, so yeah, I understand why you came here and
Yeah,
stayed.
it
You know
was
what I mean?
crazy coming here and seeing all just, yeah, it was fucking full culture shock compared to Canberra. Like trains in general, seeing the train tracks and seeing panels flying past and going to the park and people beatboxing, everyone drinking at a gazebo in Paran and shit like that. It was just nuts. Like I'd never seen anything like it. I was hooked. I was
I
hooked.
remember got a funny story. I remember the first time we met. I can't remember what it was. It was a night, and then I was saying he was telling me, yeah, rapping and stuff, and then I said, oh, I heard this mad song on the radio the other night. I go, someone's rapping out, I go, my two fat shoelaces or something like that. And you're like, that was me. And I had the
Really?
cassette. Yeah, I taped it off the radio. I was telling you some lyrics. I go, oh, I heard this mad song the other night. I go, this dude was talking about rapping about his two fat laces, like shoelaces. Because I was still like, you know, semi-breaking then, but like, and then you turn around and then you started singing the lyrics or
Yeah,
rapping,
wow.
and you're like, dude, that was me. That's our song. Like that's our group, like that. And then I fucking tripped out. I go, bullshit. You go, nah, man, that's my voice. That was me doing it. And I was like, fucking, I was
I
spinning
wonder
out,
what
man,
song
like
must it
hard.
would have been a Crew song, would it? Trying to
Hey,
work it out. Trying to work out what song it would have been in the
my roof,
Hospice Crew.
something about sitting on the roof with my two shoelaces or something. Something my two. I don't know, something about shell toes and fat laces, and I fucking I loved it when I heard it on the radio. I loved it, and then I was talking about it with you, and you're like, dude, I think that was me. Like that's one of my songs or something like that, because there was three of yous on the track.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I
I'm just trying to work out what song it would have been and who would have been saying that exact lyric, because I don't know. Because I know that there was a lyric that Bigfoot had, and it was like a HG joint on the radio, and a few of us might have been spitting it on the radio and doing
maybe,
freestyles. He did the
maybe,
chorus,
yeah,
and
maybe.
it was you get hung from those fat laces strung through your pumas for the rumors that you're spreading. Pull your head in. So I
Probably.
don't.
I just
That
remember
might have been the chorus.
I fat laces. We both tripped out and we started laughing, and then ever since then we became friends. You know what I mean? It was,
Yeah,
yeah, it was
well, that's dope. I'll have to look up what the song is and see what it is. But
like
the
I
first
know
thing that
the
comes to
hospice
mind,
one, but I remember you said, you go, that's me. That was me rapping it, and I was just like, I spun my brain out because I was blind as, you know what I mean? I was fucking wasted, and I was like, fuck, I couldn't believe it, you know. And it was mad. That was the first time. Like it was good, man. Everyone was sitting around the table. That's when I met Bunks for the first time. I met a few people then for the first time, man. And there was some gig that everyone went to. And it was this years ago, man. Like, fuck, I can't remember. But I remember something about laces or whatever. And you're like, fucking, that was me. And I couldn't believe it. Like, I spun out. And then, yeah, we've been friends since that night, you know what I'm saying?
and did you hear it on PBS radio?
Yes. Yeah, it was on
Yeah,
PBS. Yeah.
I reckon it was one of those fucking HG ciphers where we all went in and spat lyrics, and I reckon it was Bigfoot on the chorus and us just doing lyrics and shit. Would have had to be. I'm trying to think of it, but
Must
I
be that
don't
one.
know any of my particular lyrics speaking about shell toes and laces, old school ones. I'm not sure, but there might be, man. I've written so many fucking songs I can't remember half the lyrics.
Yeah. Like, it was
If
something like
anyone listening remembers, let us know.
actual whole line or whatever. But I just remember you saying, hold on, six shoelaces. And then you spat something out. And I was like, that's it. That's the one. Like, and we were just like tripping out, man. It was funny as, you know. But
Right.
talking about those stuff, when what was the first show that you did with Murky and Dime in Melbourne?
Um, would have been when Murky got back from China. So it would have been like, I think it was a Hospice Crew gig at the Laundry. Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been that. I remember that when he first got back, and we all did a gig at the Laundry, and he was bugging out because like he just didn't, you know, he left Canberra and went to China with his fam, and then we all sort of went to Melbourne, and like by the time he got back, he was just like fucking bugging out by what was happening, and how like we were building this shit and people were starting to respond to it and recognize us and shit like that. So it was cool, yeah. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it was Laundry first gig, yeah.
It's sick.
Would have been
I'll tell you a funny
about,
story. Remember when you opened up for Ugly Duckling?
yeah.
Yeah. You know, hear a funny story to them? My mates that never heard of this, like they were out the front and they thought they said Hospa instead of Hospice Crew. So then they ran to the bar and they're going, oh, there's these dudes saying, and I was like, no, I know them. I go, they're from Canberra, they're my mates. And they were like, oh,
Yeah.
yes, sweet. And they ran back up
It,
the front and came back to me after the show and they were like, those cunts were sick, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because they never really got into like Aussie hip hop, you know what I mean? But they just spun out when they said hospice and they couldn't hear it properly. And they ran to the bar and they go, oh, there's this dude saying hospice. I go, no, it's the Hospice Crew, man. I go, they're from Canberra. I go watch them. They're sick. Like, you know what I mean? And then they loved them. And that was a sick show because I remember those old dudes having a break battle after it as well. Did you
yeah.
get to see That was,
down in the pit. Yeah, hi-fi bar. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I think
yeah.
Jules was there
That's what
even, and he was burning dudes, man, on the floor. Like he was just like looking at people like, nah, you got no chance. Like I'm pretty sure it was him, and people were trying to battle him and that, and it was just like that was a sick night, man. I wonder whatever happened to Ugly Duckling. You know what I mean? Like they were not
yeah,
bad.
I haven't heard of them for years. Yeah, true. I think the fake the gold chain they were carrying around was proven to be fake. So then I don't know. Maybe that
Really,
killed their vibe.
really, really.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard someone went to grab it and it was plastic.
That'll kill it. That'll that'll end a career. True, fucking oath, man. Talking about
We're doing, but I mean, they probably had a prop chain to take around on tour if they're smart. They wouldn't want to bring their original
yeah,
one around. It's pretty scary.
true,
I
fuck.
think
I
it'd
mean,
be worth it. It's real.
yeah. Talking about music careers, like you said, you've been in the game for 18 years. You've written so many songs. You've done so many projects. Put so many albums out for people as well. Even my Wogs Doing Grime, which I'm always thankful for, and fucking just like and you don't stop, do you? Like it's like a lot of people don't know. You're just like every day. If you don't have to go out and do something, you're just always in the studio making beats and writing. You know what I mean? And that just proves how much love you've got for the hip hop game. You know what I mean? Did you want to talk on that for a bit?
Yeah, man. I just love it. Like it's what I do. Like it's like some people paint, some people draw, some people run. I like doing music and making beats and crafting tunes, and over time, like I'm pretty blessed to have been able to build a career out of it where I can actually, be people seek me out to get me to do their work, like, and make their shit sound better. Like, you know, fuck, just yesterday, bro. Like, who I was mixing just yesterday? Like, this spins me out, bro. I was mixing a solo song by OC,
Wow.
right? From Digging in the Crates crew. So I'm mixing a song by OC that's produced by a local guy called DJ Cut One. So, and it's like this dude sent so many tracks my way to mix, and half of these people that are like, half of them are peeps that I haven't heard, and then I'm put onto it and I'm like, wow, these guys are amazing. And then half of it are legends that I grew up listening to, going like, this is just bonkers. Like I'm actually mixing, like I mix Rock Nest Monster, like Rascass, fucking Rusty Jukes, just so many peeps have just sent stuff through for me to work on. It's just amazing to me to be a part of that, and to also like fucking have like my creativity put into that
Yeah.
mix, so it's a blessing, and to be able to get paid for it, it's great, so I'm able to actually make a meager living off it, rather than just fucking always struggling. But like, I'm still a struggling artist. I can put out 200 songs on my own and they don't fucking make any money at all, but I could get paid from mixing other people's records and
Yeah.
producing songs and shit like that. So I'm totally blessed, because
Yeah.
I've been doing this ever since my parents bought me a little keyboard when I was a kid, and I was like, well, this is mad. Like, what, you can make you can play two things at once, and
Yeah. Best.
seeking out equipment and
Deserve it,
working
man.
out.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And you know what? And it shows. Like that's why they get you to do it. You know what I mean? Because obviously they've seen your catalog and they see what you're about. You know what I mean? And plus word of mouth, and like it's like there's no question. It's like Volk Makedonski from Cursed Dialect rang me the other day. I don't know if you up yet, and
yeah, he hit me up about doing a video,
you were the
which
first
is
person.
cool.
I said, get onto Checkers, man. I go, he's the first one. Like you were the first one. You know what I mean? And because of what the song's about and stuff like that, like he'll put more into it. I go, because he's interested in things like that, And he was like, yeah. He goes, I didn't think of that. You know what I mean? You're the first person straight out I thought of. I go, how come you haven't rang Checkmate yet or contacted him? You know,
No, I appreciate it.
yeah, 100%. Because it shows in your work. You know what I mean? And your rhyme style. And talking about your rhyme style, what's your method when you go and sit down and write your raps? Like, do you have a method, or is it just you know, if something's on your mind, and you write a lot of political stuff as well, you know what I mean? And like,
Yeah, I've got a few methods, man.
it just depends
Sometimes
what,
lyrics are just, yeah.
you know what I mean? Because sometimes you do the political, or sometimes you just rip out a fly dope track, you know what I mean? It's just fresh, you know what I'm saying? It's like, do you have any methods, or does it just, you'll be sitting there and then hold on a second, I've thought of something, and it comes to you? It's like, what do you have? What method do you do, or is it just like it just whatever comes to you and how you feeling?
Yeah, it's a bit of everything. Like it sort of depends on the beat. Like if it's something I make, like that's part of why I sell beats as well, because I make so many beats, and I know instantly when I make something if I'm vibing to it, and I'll write something, because I straight away get an idea, and I either write a concept or I write a lyric, you know, and then I'm like, okay, I can work off that. And then depending on the track, you know, so some tracks are just like hectic battle punchlines that you just come up with. So like the other day I was just cleaning shit in the studio here, and while I was cleaning stuff I was making a beat, so I'll make a drum loop, and then while I'm listening to that I'll clean the couch up, and then come back and play some keys, and then go fucking fix up some of the vinyl over there, and then by the time that's like sounding pretty hype, I'll write, you know, set up a little notepad and write little lyrics that I'm coming up with in my head. But like, you know, if it's a political song, then they just write themselves, to be honest, man. They really do. Like, and it's if you're well read and you see what's going on, it's just really easy to do it. And especially if you have a battle rap background, because I like battle rap, so good punchlines and witty shit like that is like what I really like to do. So if you're talking about political stuff, you can, instead of doing the, like, you know, the archetype rapper that you're going, rappers are this, or instead of going at a particular rapper or an invisible rapper, like, you know, sort of shit that you just hate that you see rappers doing or whatever, you go at like a political party or a person or a politician or the cops or whatever, because you can see what they're doing, and you know, so those tend to write themselves depending
Yeah,
on the beat, you know, who I'm working with and what's up. But yeah, the real deep, you know, emotional ones, they're harder for me to write unless the music really takes it out of me, you know, makes it happen. But yeah, man, there's just so many methods, so many different ways. It comes to me in heaps of different ways. Sometimes I'll just have one word that I want to work off. It might be 3 syllables or 8-syllable word, you know, it might be all sorts of shit. And then I'll just write other stuff that rhymes with that, and then I'll work out how to interconnect all that. So it might be like a big long list of shit, and I take this one here and the one there, and I work out a way to make them blend, and then I copy and paste it and type in between it, and then before you know it, you got a whole bunch of them. So it's pretty cool. I've run a couple workshops before, and it was good, like having little methods to be able to write lyrics for people who weren't so used to it.
yeah,
Because sometimes you get a mental block, you know, and like I really like writing lyrics with people, like doing songs where it's like 4 bars back and forth or 8 bars back and forth, sitting in the zone and writing lyrics with them to the beat. Yeah, you know, it's just a cool way to create music. Like, you're just making it from there. But you know, especially if you get a reference track and you go, okay, we're going to wait a month before we put it out, then you got 2 weeks to work out if you want to edit it. By then I've worked out sequencing and shit like that on the beat, and everyone's got a reference. And if you're like, oh, I want to change my lyrics in this one, you come back through, fix it up, and then we get the track done, you know. So just, yeah.
I've got to come. I've got some songs I've had sitting there for ages. I've got to come. Now you're close as well. We've got to get.
You should. You should definitely link, brother.
With your music, you can tell you really love music too, but just how it sounds, and especially like I've seen you live so many times, like, and you're just so comfortable on stage, and like it's like if the sound system in the place is mad, it's just like listening to you on CD. Do you know what I mean? It's like you still like do you get nervous still on some shows, or do you just like it's you've done so many now, it's just like, you know, making a cup of coffee, like, or this sometimes
at every show. You're not an artist if you don't get nervous before the presentation. I got nervous before doing this interview. You know what I mean?
I did a little bit.
Yeah, bro. You know, they say that like the people are more scared of public speaking than they are of death. You know, you're more scared of like jumping on a stage and telling people your opinion than death, because you could be rejected by a whole crowd of people. They might just be like, oh, this guy's terrible. You know what I mean? So it takes quite a bit of moxie to step on stage and bare yourself to people. You know what I mean? But like, so I get nervous every time, but I do enjoy it, and I always vibe, and it's been a blessing for me that like I basically get the green light from everybody in the crowd. That's like, yeah, this guy knows what he's doing. I'm not a flop. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty fucking like hard on myself in regards to criticism of songs and shit like that. But I know that I got skills. So, you know, it's like I know when I step on stage that people are gonna watch it and go, "Fuck, motherfucker's got it."
Like, you know what I mean? And you can just tell. You can just tell your aura. You know what I mean? The vibe, and you know, it's just you can. You know what I mean? Just like when you get up there, it's like boom, this guy's. He's at home. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, that's it. You're ready. Like, you know what I mean?
It's been 2 years, bro. It's been about 2 years since I've hit the stage. I reckon. I don't think I've been on stage for like 2 years at least. I didn't even launch my last album in Melbourne, and then COVID hit, and there's just been nothing. So it's like I just haven't done shows for ages. I've been in the studio trying to get shit done.
Yeah, 100%, man. Something solo now, or?
Yeah, a bit of everything, man. I've got a few solo tracks in the pocket. Me and Viliani have got an album that we're working on.
Yeah,
then there's the HD album and then production album.
That latest one she dropped, man. Deb loved it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
big flat, or bigger kid.
Yeah. It's just like, how do you feel? Like, even watching her grow. Like, so, I mean, she had skills, but even like, I mean, to be in the studio with someone like yourself, you can tell her. You know what I mean? The levels have gone up because you just must vibe off each other. You know what I mean? It's just like...
she's very talented. So she's just comfortable making music and putting it out now, which is good. You know, and she's amazing. So, like, she's been doing some songs singing. And, like, the other day she wrote I think the whole song was just her singing. Like, it's amazing.
Mad.
Yeah, she's crazy.
She's got mad talent, man. Even Dave said she was... That song was, like, thick. Like, you know what I mean? It's like... you know, it is, man. You can see, like, her album that came out, that was mad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's good, man. It's mad. It's awesome. You know what I mean? Now,
she was filming a video the other day too, and she's got a new song coming out. She's been producing too, and I think it's the first track that she'll be releasing. It's the second track she's released that she produced. Last one she actually released last time we were in lockdown. It's called Restrictions. So it all talks about how you know, what we're all going through again now at the moment, but deep in the middle of it. But she's killing it, man. The new track she just did is amazing too. So that'll be coming out real soon.
No,
it's called Queen of Steel. I've actually got to master that today. That's what I'll be doing today.
Now, sneakers. I always see you in Air Max 1s, the 87 joints, or 90s. And are they, would you say they're your favourites?
They are. Yeah, Air Max 1s, definitely my favourites. I was wearing a busted up pair before that are like a real cool. These are great, but like they need a good wash. I was rocking these.
Oh, they're mad.
But, they're freshies. Billy bought them for me. They're mad.
They're tough.
So yeah, they're like, these need a good clean. And then when I saw you rocking some fresh kicks, I was like, well, I better break some out of the box. So I broke these out of the box.
Yeah, they're mad. I like
these Billy also got me for my birthday.
Yeah, they're deaf.
So yeah, a bit of Air Max 1 action. Got these ones as well. These are probably my faves.
Yeah, I've seen you with they're sick, man. The colours grouse on those, man.
I should have actually brought the other pair, because this is the pair that I just broke out the box, and the old pair that I had, because I bought two of them when they first came out, and they were actually on special $99. Like Hype was trying to get rid of them, and I was like, what are you fucking talking about? $99. I should have gotten 100 pairs of them, but I just got one bloody. Like, I had to. And the other one is so, like, it almost looks khaki now in comparison, but these, like, almost look limeish. It's crazy. Yeah. Like peppermint green or something like that. Pretty fresh. Yeah, like them. And then these New Balances.
They're sick. The colour's mad on that.
Yeah, teal green, probably my favorite color. So yeah, I
All right.
love those. I got other kicks like old Air Max B Dubs. I used to rock them
Yeah,
and
B-Dub's
LTDs.
my favourite. Yeah, they're my favourite.
They're so good, man. I had the Persian purples back in the day, the original ones, and some of the colorways back then. I didn't take care of them, you know. I just rolled around with them and did everything I did in them. So
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
you
well,
know, I've had so many pairs these days.
I got a question from Spud TSF.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to do a track about COVID?
Well, I mean,
But this
I kind of
latest, you know.
I kind of already did. There was one called Qui Bono that I put out a while ago. It was just talking about like Qui Bono is Latin for who benefits, and it was talking about the big pharma industry and
Yeah,
investments and connections and how people sort of aren't really looking at those connections and they're dismissing them because it's believed to be, you know, just the tropes of bigots or the tropes of fucking far leftists or far rightists,
yeah,
whatever. Like, so I basically did a song about that because I know people don't really want to hear too much of that like conspiracy theory shit at the moment. Everyone's fucking, you know, everyone's got PTSD, bro. I swear down. Like everything that's going on, the world's just like
oh,
it's been like entrapped. You know, it's
yeah,
like suddenly we're just all in a chokehold and everyone's sort of dealing with it. So, you know, I'm not trying to add to the flames or shit
yeah,
like that. Like people that want to discuss it, I discuss it. But I've done a couple songs just doing that shit. Like throughout the first lockdown, yeah, I was going ham. I was writing a lot of lyrics about a lot of shit, and I just sort of decided not to really put it all out because it's, you know, it's.
yeah. Well, people,
I wasn't really feeling it all, but also like at the same time, it was just too much politically charged stuff at the moment is too much for people to really
I
deal
guess
with. Like we've got the Grand Lodge 3 album, which will come out, but
people
yeah.
stuff that they can vibe to get their mind off it. I guess I see where you're coming from. Yeah, yeah, you're right, man. You're right. You know,
You know,
100.
Prodigy said that he said he was talking about it all, and he said that you got to put the antidote in with the poison because he's talking about how like the poison is like commercial rap, like materialism, and you know, check out my watch and check out my chain and all that vibe. But then like the antidote is talking about how like these companies are owned by like cliques of people who don't even wear it, you know, shit like that.
Yeah,
So it's like it's the way he said it just summed it up perfectly. And it's like you can make some fat music, and that's what I mean. Good punchlines where you might say something like, you know, I'll make a killing like the fucking, I'll make a killing like the, I can't even remember the name of it, but there's
yeah,
this, you know, the London gold stock or whatever. There's like,
yeah.
you know, there's this group that basically change the price of gold every day, and that
Right.
manipulates the market, and no one talks about it because they just run everything. It's like
Yeah,
the London Gold Bank or the London Gold Stock. Can't remember, but you know,
yeah.
using lyrics that actually, I'm a bit baked. Can't remember, right?
So good.
So
Good luck.
using lyrics that kind of point to those things as punchlines is a good way to do it. But
Yeah,
yeah, trying to just go too hard in it. And especially when we're in lockdown, man, it's good to get it out. There's a bit of therapy, but then
yeah.
to put it out so everyone's thinking about it isn't always the same way.
Yeah, exactly, man. Let's talk about clothes for a second, man. What's your favorite what's your favorite clothing? You reckon? I see you in the Lacoste a lot. You know what I mean? A lot of old school people our age wear Lacoste. I mean, that was the brand. You know what I mean? Like back then. What's your flavor now? You still rocking Lacoste?
Yeah, I still like Lacoste. I like Sergio Tacchini. I'm rocking a bit of the
Yeah.
ST.
Yes, yeah. That's a threat. Yeah, you got to rock the ST. You got to get busy. Oh yeah, there you go. You say.
Full matching. But I mean, here, check. I got the rack here. I like my Lacoste stuff. I brought the rack and prepared for you, mate.
Uh,
I like my Lacoste stuff, but I usually like pretty casual
Yeah.
The street sort of stuff, unless I'm rocking a full trackie. Like this is a nice Lacoste jacket. I mean, let's see if you can see it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. It
just
looks.
a nice light one for summertime. And then we got this one here. You like this one? Check this Lacoste joint, bro.
Oh,
This denim one.
yeah, that's mad. Holy shit.
Look at the buttons.
That's sick.
Every button's got a gator on it.
That's wicked.
But I'm like a tiny bit too big for it. You know, it's just a tiny bit too small for me. But it's so fresh. I got that one, and then this was one of my favorites. I got it when I was in Thailand years ago. It's one of those discreet joints. It's just got the little
Yeah.
metal button. But I walked into a post office once and I got fucking paint on the side of it. I haven't been able to get it off since. So it's just chilling. But I will work out how to clean it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got any tips. You got any tips?
I'll have to suss it out. I'll have to ask my mum. You know, the wogs don't know how to get it out.
Well, I do have Lacoste. I got quite a few shirts and stuff there upstairs. I just brought my jackets. Jackets cover the shirt pretty nice. I got a pretty good jacket addiction. So I like this style, like London Fog. You heard of that brand?
Nah, I don't think so. Oh wait, let me see the thing. Oh yeah, it looks familiar, man. That's tough, that jacket.
Man, London Fog, man. My dad used to always wear London Fog, and he was into tennis too. So he is into tennis, you know. So he'd be playing wearing Lacoste gear or Sergio Tacchini shit when I was a kid and Fila stuff. So I was like, wow, it's all this clothing. Here's another London Fog joint. Look at this. Look at this zipper, man. I hadn't even noticed that zipper before. It's got the actual London Fog logo on it. Can you see it? Where is it?
So yeah, that's mad. Sick.
And then like gold trim on the inside.
Oh, yeah, that's
it's like
tough.
A gold satin trim. They're like op shop finds, bro. Like so many op shops have London Fog jackets. It's crazy.
Man.
Then yeah, I got a little Gant collection here. I like my Gant.
Like you, yeah.
I like it because they actually always name the garment.
Yeah,
like, see this one here. This one is the Gant League Champions zip up check jacket. Yeah, it's got my name on it, G.
Yeah, sure.
And then this one here, I like this Gant jacket. I'm really into
that's mad
stuff like that.
It'll make a lot. It's either plain or it's either decked out. You know what I mean?
That's exactly it. Yeah, it's like I like to wear a good tracksuit, like top to bottom, like block colors here and there. But like usually, I just like discreet, sort of chilled out clothing.
Yeah.
Like this stuff like this, pretty fresh, depending on what I'm going out for and what I'm doing.
Man.
But in general, I like to wear shit like that, man. And I like anoraks. Keep this thing, man. I got it at a vintage fair market. It's an O-Gang Burberry anorak, right? And it zips up into its own Burberry bag. Like you can just push it up and fold it up and it zips right up into it. Hooded little anorak. It's fucking nuts.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, that's the sort of shit I'm like. I like a bit of Gant, a little bit of everything, but I don't mind. Like, sort of been making merch over the years and worn that. Like, I wear whatever if I just like the look of it. Good Target gear, I don't care. But yeah, in general, good sports brands.
So, do you want to tell people where they can get music from, where they can buy merch from, and yeah, because you do make a lot of merch, and it's mad merch, good quality. You know what I mean, and good quality music. Everyone's music. Do you want to just let them know before we come to an end where they can hit you up and get some good shit?
Yeah, easy, man. The brokentooth.entertainment.com.au is the website. And then also, if anyone wants beats, you go to beat/bay.com. And that's a website that me and my mate built. It's just, you know, anyone selling beats as well. If you got beats and you want to sell them, you can sign up as a vendor, sell your beats. And that spot, at the moment, I'm running an actual EP competition where people can download this one beat. Whoever spits the best verse, you know, I'll pick the verse or pick the track after that comes out and see who wins it, and they get 4 beats for free. So yeah, like Beat Bay is the spot to go if you want beats. Broken Tooth Entertainment's the spot if you want released albums, merch and stuff like that, vinyl, CDs,
100%, my
Hat,
man.
shitloads of bucket hats. We got bucket hats here. Look at these bucket hats.
Yeah,
We got
yeah,
babushka bucket hats.
the best.
Where, can you see
Man,
them?
yeah, I'll go get one of those. They're killer.
Just one, the wool knit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but yeah, those are the spots you can get any of the stuff that I'm doing or working on, and yeah,
No,
digital spot. If you listen to music through Spotify, just look me up. Ciecmate, Ciecmate, spelled because I'm Maltese. Check Ciec.
100%, my brother. Peace and blessings to you and Billy, and have a great weekend.
You
Thank you
too.
for coming on the show, man. And we'll
Thank you
speak
for having me on the show,
to
brother.
you well.
Easy. Much love, brother.
No worries,
Peace.
man. Have fun.
You
Peace.
too, G.